I haven't been in here for a long time. So hi, I'm still alive. I've been like super crazy busy with like all kinds of really awesome stuff, and working with some of the programs that you guys have seen me promote here and some that you haven't. And things are really, really awesome, like really awesome. And that's why I'm here today, because I have talked to quite a few people in like the last 2 or 3 weeks who are stressed and they're overwhelmed, and the money thing, like the debt is getting to them. And the holidays are looming, right? Like yesterday was Halloween already. Yesterday, like it's November today. I'm not sure if anyone's ready for that. I am not. Also, I'm going to turn this around. It's snowing, like not a little bit, like we straight up have snow on the ground. Not my favorite. It's a little early for that. So anyways, for those of you who don't know me, I am Janica Larson of Simply Living with Janica. My website is janicalarson.com if you want to check it out. And I am a certified holistic health coach turned business coach. So I work with online entrepreneurs, moms mostly. I say mostly, but actually most of my clients now aren't moms, which is super weird. But I work with women, online entrepreneurs who either have or want to have a business, or maybe they do and they just want to bring it online. And I help you set up all those systems and the structures and like get the strategy going to benefit you. But more so than that, like I help you learn to trust yourself, and I teach you to learn how to do it yourself and like not follow the rules and not get sucked into all the bullshit that everyone tells you that you need to do, because it really is. It's so much bullshit, and you don't have to do it. Like you don't have to do it their way. You have to do it your way. And that's what I'm really good at. And that's what I have people calling, and I have people emailing, and I have things happening. My phone just went off a little bit ago with another person who was like, thank you so much. Like, I just appreciate the phone call that we have so much. It changes my whole entire week. And that is everything to me. And the reason that that's happening in my business now is because I stopped following the rules and I started following my heart and doing things that I wanted to do in a way that I wanted to do them. And you can do that too. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is trusting yourself, doing what needs to be done, taking inspired action. And I know some of those things they're almost like cliche, right? Because so many people are talking about them. So you're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Like as soon as I have a brilliant idea, I'm going to act on it. But like, I'm going to kind of talk to you about ways that you can get that inspired action to show up, or the inspiration to show up for you, so that you can follow through on it. Because while we all want the perfect business and we all want everything, all of our desires and our wants and whatever, we want those things, but like, do we actually know how to get them? And do we actually know what we need to do to get there? Because wanting is one thing, but like, it does take work. It doesn't have to be hard work, but it does take work, and there's things that you need to do. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I think that's kind of it. One thing that I keep seeing online, and even with some of the people that I've talked to, also, when you guys jump in here, say hi, because I know there was a couple people on here. It shows nobody now, but it doesn't tell me who is here. Actually, it does tell me who's here, and no one's here. But anyways, if you get here, say hi. I know this is like a weird time, but I got to do this when it's nap time and before the big kids get home, so my videos are always at weird times of the day. So when you're here, even if you're on the replay, say hi. And comment if you have questions, whatever, let me know and I'll come back in here and answer them too. But one thing that I keep hearing from people is people are hiring coaches and then they're not getting results. And there's a lot of people saying really nasty things about coaches, which I can understand. Like, it costs a lot of money and it costs a lot of energy to invest in yourself and invest in your business, and then to not see results, it's frustrating. But you have to be ready. So someone that is completely not qualified can call themselves a coach, and their client can get insane results because that client was ready, and whatever they needed to hear, they got to hear. And I honestly believe there are no coincidences. There are epic, amazing, bajillion-dollar coaches that do awesome work, and someone will pay 5 figures to work with them and they will get no results because that person wasn't ready. And that's nothing negative on the coach, and it's nothing negative on the client. But everybody has to be in the energy of being ready and in the energy of doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done. And a lot of all of that goes back to the inspired action and trusting yourself. So, I mean, I invested, oh my gosh, like almost $10,000 last year, and I made like 10% of that back because I wasn't ready. Like, I took all this information, I had all the strategies, I had the beautiful website, I had the this and the that and all the things, and I had no clients. I had clients, I didn't have paying clients. And that was a mindset thing with me. I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't ready for that commitment because I was still in the place of, oh my gosh, what if I can't be a good mom? What if I can't have a business and be a good mom? Or what if I can't do this and this? And all of that fear kept coming in, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to process it. And so what I've done this last year is a ton of mindset stuff. It's been money mindset and success mindset and all of the different things, but it all of everything boils down to me trusting me and me understanding what my values are, what my beliefs are, what I want, like what's my end game, and making sure that the things that I'm doing are in alignment with that. And I'll talk about that too. I'm like jumping ahead in my notes because it's so stupid that I always write notes. It throws me off. But learning to figure out what your flow is and figure out what it's like for you to be in alignment so that you can do whatever it takes to get to that place. Because when you're in that flow and you're in that alignment, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Somebody's negative comment cannot stop you. Your husband not showing up in time to take care of the kids before a call cannot stop you. Nothing can stop you. But you have to be able to get to that place. And when you get out of that place, you have to recognize it and you have to be able to get back to that place. And that is everything. Like I attribute everything in the last year, all of the success I've seen in my business and in my personal life, I attribute all of that to me trusting myself. It's so important, you guys. It is the most important thing. And so many of us are overwhelmed and disappointed in our results and disappointed in the people that are supposed to help us and disappointed in our circumstances and our surroundings. And it all comes back to not taking care of ourselves and not trusting ourselves. And I know the self-care thing is super, not even cliche, but everyone's talking about it and it's just kind of like, whatever. Yeah, I'll take care of myself. But it's like, it's more than just taking a shower every day or taking a bath when you're feeling stressed. It's like really getting to know yourself and honoring yourself and listening to your body and listening to your heart. And it's all of those kind of things. And that can come to you in many different ways. Like for me, meditation has changed everything. But I journal. I have always journaled, but I've journaled very intentionally in this last year. And trying to figure out what I want and why do I want it and why do I feel like I can't have it. And all of those things have been the reason that I am where I am today and the reason that I don't care. Like I honestly, not in a negative way, I don't care what people think anymore because I know me. I know my end game. I know how I do things. I know I have nothing to be embarrassed about. I have nothing to be, what is the word? It totally just fell out of my mind. I have no idea. Like, I don't care what other people think. Like, other people's opinions are not paying my bills. That's like my newest thing that I keep saying to myself, that and zero fucks. Because when I get nervous, like I know I'm onto something, or like when I'm starting to feel pressure, I know I'm onto something. But it's also a time for me to like go back, check in with myself, make sure I'm feeling good about whatever this is that's making me feel pressure. And that I'm having that pressure for the right reasons. Like I don't want to feel pressure because I'm comparing myself to someone. I want to feel pressure because, oh my God, I'm right on the edge of a breakthrough. And that's a completely different energy. And when you know yourself and you trust yourself and you can listen to yourself and your heart and your body, then it's easy to identify which is which, right? Like it's easy to see like, oh gosh, I just feel like I have to do this because this person is, and she's super successful. Or I have to do this even though no one else is doing it and people are telling me I'm crazy because I know this is what is going to help my clients. And that, like, when you can get to that place and you know how good that feels, you'll never want to go back and you'll never want to follow other people's rules because they don't work for you. Like what works for my business isn't going to work for your business or the next person's business. Like the things that worked for my coach don't necessarily work for me. Like we've seen that multiple times already and I've only been with her for a couple months. But I know myself and how I want my business to be, and I know her, and the way that she wants her things to be. And I can be okay with the fact that I'm doing it differently, trusting myself, also obviously using her guidance, like I'm paying her for a reason. But following guidance is different than following rules. And so when you're working in your business, if you're doing something and you're like, you're stressed and you're worried and you're like freaking out about it, is that happening because you aren't clear on what it is that you're doing or why you're doing it or what the end game is? Or are you freaking out because you're just not going to be good enough because the other person's thing is so much better or the way that she does it is so much different? Check in with yourself and see why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And honestly, like journaling or meditating or talking to someone who understands, like I wouldn't talk to somebody who doesn't get it. If there's somebody that's going to talk you down and like make you question yourself even more, don't even bring it up. And I don't care if it's your husband and I don't care if it's your best friend. If they are not going to encourage you and help you to be open-minded, don't talk to them about it. The other thing is teaching. Like so many of the people that I talk to are overwhelmed because they're taking in so much information, which is great. Like I'm all about learning. I'm reading a book right now. I'm working with a coach. I still have my accountability partner. I have the programs I'm putting together. So I'm constantly doing research for those things. I'm putting together another portion of my business, which we'll talk about probably on a different live stream when I have a little bit more information on that. But I've got a lot of things going on and I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly trying to educate myself and stay up with the things that I need to know, like how do I use social media the right way? And, like I'm all about learning, but I'm all about learning because I want to continue to grow, not because I feel like I'm not good enough. And so many of the people that I talk to are taking multiple courses, working with multiple coaches and not getting results because they're doing it for the wrong reasons. Like they're doing it out of desperation. Like if I just work with the right person, if I just find that one thing, I'm missing one thing, I just can't put my finger on it, but I know it's got to be just one thing because I got all this stuff lined up. You're just not trusting yourself. You have everything that you need already in you. And so if you're learning because you want to continue to learn, that's amazing. But if you're learning because you think you're not good enough, that is a completely different thing. And the best way to figure it out is to start teaching, start selling. Like the best advice I ever got from a coach, and this was before I was even making any money, was to stop consuming and start creating. And it was like this light bulb just went off. It was like, because I had been doing the same thing. I'd been taking course after course and working with all these coaches and, talking to everyone and doing all this market research, and I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just getting overwhelmed because I had 7 million things going through my brain all the time, and I was never good enough. I was never making the money I wanted to be making. I was never going to be like this person. But when I stopped, like literally stopped scrolling Facebook, I don't check Facebook anymore. I check it strategically. Like I'll check family and I will check my notifications, see if anybody tagged me in anything. I'll check my post to see if people have responded or if I've posted on someone else's post, like in another group or something where I'm offering help or participating in the conversation or whatever. That's it. The rest of it, my bad, clicked the wrong thing. The rest of it, I don't even bother with because I get stuck in that, well, the black hole of Facebook, the never ending scroll, but also the comparing myself to other people because there's other people who are doing things similar to me. There's people who are where I want to be and I'm not there yet. And there's people that do nothing but complain and whine and I want nothing to do with that. And there's everything, right? Like why inundate your brain with more information? There's already so much information. Why not start teaching it? And, typically we teach what we need to hear. Like that's actually a real thing. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, like what is it that you're learning? What is it that you want to help other people with? Start doing it. And maybe you have to do it for free. You probably don't. And if you feel like you do, we should probably talk. But if you're just starting, do it for free. Like talk to a couple people for free, start getting testimonials and then start charging. Like you deserve to be paid for your time, which that's an entirely different live stream. I spent over a year of my life doing a ton of stuff, a ton of coaching for free. And I didn't get a whole lot out of it. Some experience, some wisdom, some testimonials, a couple really great friendships, but it didn't help my business. It didn't help my family. It didn't push me to be bigger and better. It didn't push them to be bigger and better. It was like just another conversation where I just had a little bit more knowledge than they did. It wasn't beneficial to everyone the way that if you charge for your services, it is. We'll talk about that a different day. I think that I kind of covered everything. Moral of my story is you don't need another coach. You don't need another course. You don't need another mentor. You need to start trusting yourself. So you might need help with that. And you might need a coach. Like I feel like I need a coach. I need somebody that helps push me forward and propel me and like keeps pushing me to that next level. But I've also learned to make sure that I am at a place where I'm ready for that, because the first coach that I hired, second and third coach, I wasn't ready. I was not ready at all. I wasn't ready for the information. I wasn't ready for the commitment. My head wasn't in the game, and it was super overwhelming, and it was super discouraging to spend that much money and not make any money back because I wasn't in a place where I could make the money back. But that goes back to trusting yourself. And that doesn't have to be a two-year thing where, you meditate for 3 hours a day and you really get to know yourself. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing, but it doesn't have to be. It can really be like, take a week, like go offline for a week and ask yourself all the questions and figure out what you want and why you want it and how you want to get there. And then go find a coach that can help you do that when you know what you want. Don't go try to find a coach or a mentor or another course to give you the thing you think you're missing, because you're not missing anything. You have everything you need for all of the success that you want and need right now. And I honestly believe that. Like, I honestly believe everything that you want and need, you can have right now. Like, it doesn't have to take forever. But you can't get there if you don't love yourself, if you don't trust yourself. I shouldn't even say you can't, because things happen, and I guess you can do whatever you want. For me, I needed to trust myself, and I needed to know all the details before I could start taking in any more information from anybody else. That was really the game change thing for me. So I think that I kind of covered everything. When you love and trust yourself, the magic happens. And that is seriously so true. Because you stop caring what other people think, because you know everything that you need to know is already inside of you. And that the way you're going to do it is the right way. Like, there's no right or wrong. Like, somebody telling you, here's 5 ways to do a webinar. No. Like, you can do a webinar however you want. You don't have to do a webinar at all. You can do whatever you want for your business, because there's no rules. The other thing that I wanted to talk about really quick, well, a little bit I just kind of touched on. So you don't need validation. And I posted on this and got really insane response, much more than I expected. I think it was last week. But I posted something like, when you're always looking for validation, you're handing your power away, something like that. And I got so many comments and messages that people were like, oh my gosh, yes. Because if you're asking for validation, you're giving other people the right to tell you how to run your business or how to run your life or how to dress when you go out on Saturday night. You don't need that. Like, you don't need anybody else's opinion. And that's a really hard thing to wrap your head around, but it is true. It is so super true. So just kind of think about that. Every time you ask for someone else's approval, you're handing your power to them. You're putting your self-esteem, your mindset, your everything in the palm of their hand. Is that what you want to do? Do you want someone else to be able to control your life? I sure don't. Not anymore. And it goes down to something as simple as, does this dress look okay on me? No, thank you. I can look in the mirror and decide whether this dress looks good or not. I don't need somebody to tell me that. I don't need somebody to tell me how I should set up this program that I'm working on. I don't need somebody to tell me that we don't need to get into all of the stuff. I don't need anybody else's approval, and neither do you. And the other thing that I wanted to touch on, and I do not mean this in any way to the person that posted about market research in the group just a little bit ago here. I think Amy was who it was. Yeah, Amy posted a thing for market research for a new thing that she's working on. And I think it's great, and I've done that a bajillion times. The one thing I want to talk about with market research and how it can be a trap is because it's the same thing with the validation. If you put everything that you do in your business based solely on market research, you're not going to get as much traction as you would if you create something that you know in your heart is going to serve your ideal client. So I think market research is a great idea, and I do it every once in a while too. I just did it last week. I asked, like, what kind of trainings do you guys want me to do in this group? I think it's awesome because obviously I want to know what my people want to know. And Amy, I think that it's great that you are asking what people need, and you're going to create a program based on what people need. That's exactly what we need. However, don't put all your eggs in that basket. Like, make sure that you're teaching what you want to be teaching the way you want to be teaching it, because when you do that, the right people will hear it and the message will spread a lot faster than if you force it based on what other people are telling you that they want. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. So if any of this stuff resonates with you guys, if you're feeling like stressed and overwhelmed, and maybe you've spent a bunch of money on a coach or you've taken a bunch of courses and things just aren't working the way that you want them to be yet, or you have a ton of ideas and you just don't know what direction to go, you don't know, what do I do first? What do I do next? If you just need help getting clear and focusing on that, I opened up a few more spots this week, and then at the end of the week next week, because I'm out of town the first Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, for just clarity calls, just 20 minutes. We can get on the phone and figure out what's going on with your business, and I can help guide you. Like, what do we need to be focusing on? What do we not need to be focusing on? What's your main goal? How can we get to that main goal? These sessions they're free. It's just 20 minutes. And they're absolutely invaluable. Everyone that has done one, I've gotten emails or messages saying, thank you so much. I have so much more clarity. I feel like I can actually go and do things that are beneficial now. And something I always tell my clients too is confidence comes from clarity. So if you're having trouble selling, if you're not making money because you're scared of being salesy, you're not confident. And you're not confident because you're not clear. When you're clear and you know who you serve, how you serve them, what they get, what you get, what it looks like, when you're clear on all of that stuff, selling will not be an issue to you, because the people that need to hear it are going to hear it through your energy. They're going to hear it because of the way that you put it out into the world, because when you're confident, you are going to attract those people naturally. So if you're having trouble with that, if you're not making money and you're lacking that confidence and you're lacking that clarity, these calls are going to be exactly what you need. And like I said, they're free. I've opened up, I don't even know, I think I opened 8 spaces. Not that it matters, whatever. If you want to sign up for one, you just got to go like more than next week out. Whatever. I will always make room for everybody. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, I will put the link in the comments here when I'm done, which I am done because Evelyn just woke up. I can hear her crying. And I need something to drink. I am parched. So I know this is like a weird time of the day, but if you guys are watching this even on the replay, like comment on here, and then I'll put the link for the appointment in the comments. I can actually just do that right now. Yeah, and that's all I got for you. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, whatever the case may be, let me know in here. All right, I just put the link in the comments. So yeah, let me know, you guys. I hope this was helpful. And yeah, I can't wait to talk to you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.